What's up, everybody? Hope you all had a great day. Getting into this episode of GH. This was a doozy of an episode. Um, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Jason need to leave Brit the hell alone. I'm just saying. I would just leave her. I would leave her be, cause her attitude towards him is just it's irritating at this point. For her to sit there and bitch and complain, trying to say, oh, she feel like he's a lousy friend and she can't count on him. She got to count on herself. This man just saved you from being blown to bits and you can't count on him. Oh, you went to Jocelyn. Oh, you went to go help Jocelyn. And he came back for your ass. He came back to help your ungrateful ass. You almost became human confetti, but he saved you. Like, are you serious? I mean, she wasn't partly wrong about him putting Carly first. I just feel like every female that come into Jason's life is gonna have to realize Carly is not going anywhere. She's a huge part of that man's life. You know what I'm saying? She's not going anywhere. Do I feel like he needs to start putting other important people in his life as a priority before Carly? Yeah. Especially if he's gonna date them. Like, if you're gonna be in a relationship with somebody, your relationship needs to come first. Well, your child need to come first, or your kids, but your relationship also needs to take priority over your friend. You know what I'm saying? But Carly always gonna be top billing, so Jason ain't changing that. So if you're gonna be in his life, you just gonna have to accept that at this point. And Britt obviously can't accept that, so kick rocks. It is what it is. Because Jason let her know. He was like, listen, Brennan is going to have a bunch of questions for you, because she didn't want to answer pretty much any of Jason's questions when he was asking like what she had going on there. She was like, oh, I was doing a research. I was doing a research project or whatever for Cold Fusion and whatnot. That's all she was willing to tell him. As far as who she was working for, she wasn't divulging that information to him. But he knew Jack Brennan was going to have a lot of questions. And he was like, he ruthless. So if you got any problems, you could call me. She agreed to call Jason, but then this heifer going to sit here and say, well, when we get back to Port Charles, I don't want nothing to do with you. Okay, so then don't call me. If he pisses you off or he, railroads you or whatever, please don't get in contact with me, since you don't want anything to do with me. I'm just saying, Jason is working too hard to try to be cool with her. Like, no. Because all that attitude, she can go on somewhere with that shit. That man just saved you from being blown to smithereens, and this is how you act with your ungrateful ass? Okay. I would have put that ankle monitor right back on her ankle swiftly, too. Bon voyage. So anyway, moving on from that. I mean, I get where Liz is coming from. It's not like Liz is volunteering information. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I seen some people was getting a little pissy with Liz because she said that, she would tell the cops about Carly threatening Drew. But she only said that if they asked. Like, if they asked her that question, then she would be compelled to tell the truth. But it ain't like she going out of her way to tell them that, though. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has come to her. She thought they would, because she figured once Drew woke up and said something that the cops would be asking her. But they haven't. But I love Lucas' take on it. Lucas was spot on. He was like, listen, Drew brought this shit on himself, which he did. He brought all this drama on himself. So whoever popped him in the back, kudos to you. My only issue is you didn't finish the job. So you need to go to target practice, because you were a horrible shot. You're going to kill a bitch, kill him. You know what I'm saying? Gonna leave his ass alive. What are you, crazy? So I just want to know, what was the point of the shooting, though? Like, what was the point of Drew getting shot? He was not in a coma. He's not paralyzed. He didn't wake up a better person. So what was the point of all this? I wouldn't even be surprised if Drew did set all this up himself. I wouldn't be shocked by it. I wouldn't be surprised if he set it up as some type of manipulation or to frame Michael or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised. But Carly had enough. I really don't know why Carly wasted her time with him, because this dude woke up. He's so happy to see Willow and talking about, oh, I had to survive for you and the kids. So he ain't trying to give Tracy and Portia no credit, because Tracy was the one that called 911 for his punk ass, and Portia was the one that saved his bitch ass. And he don't want to give neither one of them no credit for saving his pathetic life. He wants to sit here talking about, oh, I survived. How you think you survived, stupid? You had help, idiot. I don't know why Carly wasted her good breath on them. I guess Carly was hoping that he might have would he might have changed when he woke up or whatever from being shot. That man ain't changed one iota, not a one. He's still a self-centered ass, because she was hoping to talk some sense in him where Scout was concerned, but he ain't trying to hear it. And got the nerve to sit here and tell her, "Oh, you need to focus on your son." I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't focused on your child. You over here focused on Willow and her damn coven. You ain't even focused on your daughter. Like Harley just told you, your daughter ran away from the camp. Do you care? No. That man don't give a damn. So sad. Don't even care about that girl, but you don't want people who do care about her to have her. This bastard. Why are they holding on to him? I don't get it. You had a perfect opportunity to kill this piece of crap. Why are we holding him? Like, why? Why are we keeping him? Like Frank Valentini, what's the deal? My goodness. But I don't know why Carly wasting her good breath. I really don't. Drew is pathetic. Willow is even more pathetic. This man sitting here trying to accuse Carly of having him shot. Talking about something, oh, you could have pulled the trigger yourself, and you know people who could have set it up. Carly was like, bitch, if I wanted to kill you, you wouldn't be here. She was like, trust and believe, if I wanted your ass dead, you would be dead. She was like, I wouldn't have kept you alive, basically. Like, Carly was just too through. She was like, both of y'all fucking pathetic. And they are. Willow and Drew are pathetic. Because now Drew didn't see who shot him, but this bastard really wants to point the finger at Michael. And Willow was okay with it. And Carly knew. Carly knew exactly what he was doing. She was like, yeah, he trying to frame her son just so Willow could get her damn kids back. And Willow's okay with it. Oh, well, I'll do what I can to get my kids back. Of course, dummy. I really hope they don't ever put Michael back with Willow ever again. Like, this is how low she's willing to go. Mind you, Michael was just praising Elizabeth for looking out for Willow. Like, so that shows he still care about this girl in some capacity. You know what I'm saying? And this is the things. This how low she willing to go. Like, you're cool with this bum framing your ex-husband, the father of your kids, one of your children and your adoptive child. You're okay with him being framed just so you can get some custody? Pathetic. I would think that would be enough for her to back out, but of course not. So anyway, I respect the fact that, listen, Carly was like, fuck this. Carly took it upon herself to go down to the PCPD and snitch on her own damn self. Because Drew even tried to mention, oh, well, you did threaten me. Carly was like, you know what? Let me go down to Anna and let her know I threatened this bitch so we could put this to rest. And she went down there with no lawyer. Carly didn't give a damn because Carly knows she ain't shoot him. So she ain't got nothing to hide. She went down there without an attorney and was like, listen, I threatened him, but I did not kill him. I didn't kill him. She was like, I was with Jack Brendan the whole night. And of course, Anna was like, oh, well, Jack already told me. But he's a liar. He's a known liar. I'm like, Anna, homegirl is telling you she didn't shoot this man. Leave it at that. It don't matter if Jack Brennan is trustworthy or not. But Carly sitting there talking about, oh, I trust Jack. I said, Carly, you're about to eat those words. I said, too soon, baby. She's like, oh, Jack wouldn't lie to me. I'm like, okay. We sure about that? Because as soon as she said that, here come Jason walking through. I said, oh, Jason about to burst your little bubble. Jason better tell her too. I swear to God. I'd be so pissed if Jason don't tell her about Jocelyn. You better. So anyway, Curtis shows up to the PCPD with Martin. I thought Martin couldn't represent him in this case. I thought Martin couldn't represent anybody connected to Drew's shooting, seeing as how Drew was a former client. Thought it would be a conflict of interest, but I guess. So Curtis came there to let her know his whereabouts and whatnot. Because he was like, he was with Alexis, and then he went to his club, and then he had drinks with Jordan. But when he was at the club, nobody saw him there. And that was right around the time Drew got shot. So he has no alibi for that time. So now he shot up to the top of the list. Curtis wasn't fazed. He was like, listen, I used to be a cop. He said, I know how the questioning and all this shit works, so it ain't nothing to me. But now not Drew, but Curtis has no choice but to present a united front with Portia at this point. So publicly, they have to make it look like they're still married, they're still happy, like they still got a happy marriage, even though they really don't. So that's definitely going to put a hold on whatever her and Isaiah got going on. Because the last thing Curtis wants is for the PCPD to find out that they have a rocky marriage, because then that's going to lead to more questions because they don't know about the blackmail. And that's what they can't afford for anybody to find out. It's just going to lead to disaster at that point. Because Trina wanted to know about that too. She wanted to know who else knew about the blackmail. I love that Portia was like, listen, let it go. She was like, it doesn't matter who else knew and whatever. She said, I need you to just leave this alone and leave it to me. I like that Portia is taking responsibility, you know, because she blamed Drew, but she also blamed herself. She was like, this is on me too. I did something dumb. I got to face the consequences. I'm glad she said that, and I hope she means it. Probably don't, but it sounds good. Because at the end of the day, Trina does need to let this go. Like, none of this is her fault. It's not on her. Portia made a choice, and she has to live with that choice one way or the other, however it shakes out. You know, so she got to take responsibility. Like, if PCPD ever find out and they come at her, it is what it is. You gotta own it. You did it. So anyway, moving on from that. So Dante goes to Jacinda's hotel room to go see her, to question her about Michael's alibi. Here come Michael coming out the bathroom, buttoning up his pants. I said, oh, what we was up in here doing? You know, because they got to sell the alibi. Because Michael didn't think Dante would come question her that damn quickly. But, you know, they got to sell the alibi at this point. Dante didn't believe it. He didn't believe Michael and Jacinda were together the whole night. He wasn't buying it. And he feels like Michael paid Jacinda. That's a hell of an accusation. I mean, because he talking about, oh, all of this is too coincidental. Prove that I paid her then. How you gonna prove it? You ain't got no proof to throw that kind of accusation out there. I mean, what fucking proof do you got that he gave her some coin? Dante going somewhere. That man ain't paid her nothing. But Michael and Jacinda knows that both of them claiming to be each other's alibi is what's best for both of them at this point. Because Jacinda knows that if she doesn't have an alibi and they find out that she came back to town to blackmail Drew, they're going to think that she shot him. I wouldn't put it past her. It was either her or Willow. One of them shot him. Either her, Willow, or Colette. One of them shot Drew. Because who else could it have been? Like, come on now. One of y'all asses is guilty. I don't know. I see a little... Now that I see Michael and Jacinda together, I see a little chemistry. But I don't think Michael should do it. Can't turn no hoe into no housewife. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you can't. Leave that alone. She for the streets. Leave her in them streets. No, sir. Leave her be. So anyway, moving on from that. So Nina was basically trying to tell Lulu the same shit that Carly was trying to tell her, that she needs to let Charlotte see Valentine. Lulu not going for it. You know, but Nina was like, she ain't trying to undermine her or nothing like that. But she feels like Charlotte is going to resent Lulu if she blocks her from seeing her father, because Charlotte loves him a lot. So they're very close. So she basically felt like if Lulu allowed Charlotte to visit with Valentine, it would make Lulu look like the hero. You know what I'm saying? You'll look good in her eyes. You know, you'll score some points. Why not do it? I agree with Nina. I mean, what the hell could it hurt? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be worse if you say no. So I think she might want to reconsider that. Like I'm just saying. And it's not like you can't be there for the visit. You know what I'm saying? So you can be there too. You could be present. You could kind of, you know, monitor the situation and, you know, be there. It'll look good. I did enjoy that little conversation between Rocco and Charlotte when they got together. But you know how strange and crazy it is that both of Lulu's children were conceived and birthed very crazy. Like both of them have a wild conception story. Like both of their births were not natural. Their lives were not natural when they were born and conceived. Like it was very odd. But it's crazy how neither one of Lulu's children feel comfortable speaking with her about things, about how they feel. I sympathize more with Charlotte than I do Rocco because Valentine is her father. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for her to speak on him to her mother because she knows how her mother feels about him. Rocco, on the other hand, I don't feel bad for that little punk because he's sitting here talking about, oh, I just want to know more about Britt. For what? For what? She's not your mama. Like, what you need to know about her for? Like, you have literally no biological ties to her or Albright, but yet he's so eager to know more about them. Like, what more the hell do you want to know? I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get what his obsession is. Like, his obsession with getting to know them is just rather annoying at this point. So he ends up chasing the damn dog. I guess the dog got away, so he ended up chasing the fucking dog and ended up hitting a tree. Liso, starts to look over him and he needs stitches now. So Lulu, of course, was not thrilled. Lulu was less than thrilled when she found out he was with Liso, but she was like, all right, I'll meet you at the hospital. So they all get to the hospital and whatnot. And, Dante, Lulu, Nina, Liso, they all at the hospital, check on him. So Britt ends up coming in to the hospital. Her return to the hospital was so underwhelming. Like, of course, everybody was shocked. Like, Liz was shocked. Liz was dumbfounded when she saw her. So everybody's surprised. I felt like it was underwhelming because it's like she just strolled in the hospital like your ass ain't supposed to be dead. How you just walk in the hospital just looking around? I'm like, baby, you ain't even trying to hide. You ain't nothing. You supposed to be dead for the last couple of years, but okay. Liso, everybody was shocked. Liso fucking fainted. I was like, did Liso really know she wasn't dead? Because she just fainted when she seen her. I'm like, well, damn. And, Lulu was less than thrilled. Like, Lulu was not happy homegirl was back because she already know now this is going to open up a new can of worms because her son already told me, oh, I want to know more about her. And now she's back in the flesh, so it's going to be some mess. It's going to be a big bowl of mess. But anyway, hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought. And I will see you all later. Peace.